Hey, everybody. Welcome back to what is this podcast? I don't remember. It's the Experience Podcast with someone else. That someone else is the person who's always on the podcast. It's Daniel. And that someone else is also me. I'm Tanner, and I'm also on this podcast.
This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And that someone else that just introduced that someone else before the music. So
you kind of doubled down on that.
It's Tanner and Daniel. It's a special Tanner and Daniel Christmas special. And we've got a lot to talk about right before Christmas. Is this episode releasing right around Christmas?
This episode releases 2 days after Christmas.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume everyone's had a great Christmas. And I'm talking to the past tense. Daniel, how was your Christmas?
It was pretty good. I went down to New York City for a couple days. I only have a couple days off because
Are you speaking? Wait. Sorry. Are you speaking as in you've already done this, or you will have done this by the time this episode comes out?
By the time this episode comes out,
okay.
This is a past experience.
Okay. Yes.
But a future experience for present me.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. So you went to New York.
I am. So Tanner, you work for a corporation, right?
That's correct.
How does your holiday work? You know, how do you
literally? This is kind of sad. When is New Year's on? We have a float holiday, so I can either take the Friday or the following Monday after Christmas off. So I'm going to take the Friday the 23rd off. Well, sorry, I have taken the Friday the 23rd off, and we also get and that's all. That's literally the only vacation day I'm going to take for the rest of the year.
What about New Year's?
I mean, I don't know if we get Monday off the following Monday, because I know January 1st is on the Sunday. I don't know if we get Monday off. Oh, wait, but Saturday is the one everyone parties on, right?
New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve is all the parties, so yeah, that'll be fun. Because I have done something for that as of now, right? No, wait. This episode's coming off on the 27th.
New Year's is coming up. New Year's is
so I'm really looking for a New Year's. Yeah, it'll be great. But yeah, so I only have the 23rd off, and we're making Christmas cookies. A couple of my friends are coming over, just making Christmas cookies with them. But that's literally my only holiday plans.
Wow, so, Tanner, that's a little sad.
Yeah. Well, I think, and this is just one of those things where you get older is the best thing about the holidays, right? Because I live with my parents, so Stefan coming home is the wow, yay, that's so great. That's the great part about the holidays is Stefan coming home. My brother, for those,
he's been on the show.
He's been on the show, yeah. But him coming home is the holiday treat. I'm not going anywhere. He's just coming home. So it's literally just going to be our family. Yeah. Kind of, I don't know, a step down from the vacation holidays the past, but I think as you get older you don't necessarily need or want vacation holidays. You just want to be with your family, if that makes sense. And I don't know, you have other priorities, and I'm okay with this Christmas is what I'm trying to say. I'm okay with only taking a day off.
Yeah, I mean, you've done a lot of traveling this calendar year, This has been a lot for you.
Well, this calendar year, yeah, but at UPS, I've taken 1 day off so far in the past 4 months.
Yeah, I mean, before that, you were traveling.
At OneTrust, it was I was going places because they're unlimited vacation. Yeah.
So you just never worked?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've touched on that in previous podcast episodes. It's I have 3 times the amount of work here, which is good because I like to feel busy and better utilized, and challenged in that aspect of just, the work that I'm doing and making sure it's good work. So, but yeah,
so what about?
Oh, sorry.
My plans?
Yeah.
Or what are you asking?
Well, what were you about to ask me?
No, nothing. I was just going off that. My plans for New Year's, I'm working.
Gotta make sure people have awesome New Year's parties that have power.
That's true. Well, I'm working during the day. I'm working Saturday and Sunday during the day. So I am getting out of a wedding, which is nice. My cousin's having a wedding down kind of near.
You're getting out of it, or getting out?
I don't have to go because
you don't want to go to your cousin's wedding. Let's unpack that.
Let's get into that. So this is the third cousin. Let me start. This is my dad's sister's family. Okay, right. They have 5 kids. Okay, this is the 4th wedding of the 5 kids.
Oh, all right. So just knocking them one by one.
Going off that, 3 of them are triplets. So this is the 3rd triplet to have a wedding within the last 3 years.
Okay, so you're tired of going and seeing them for weddings.
And all of the weddings have taken place near where they live, which, not to dox them, but, this isn't Twitter, so you can dox anyone, but it's kind of in the same area in Pennsylvania. I'll just say the state. It's in Pennsylvania. So.
Wow, that narrows it down a lot. That can only be in 2% of the United States.
Pennsylvania's a big state. Whatever. Anyway, so it's been in the same place in, again, the state of Pennsylvania, for the past 3 years, and they're identical triplets.
Okay, so they each got married to an identical triplet couple. Yeah.
No, but I will say all of their husbands do look.
Yeah.
You couldn't pick them out of a crowd, is the point.
Yeah. That's funny.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you which one was married to which. Anyway, so. Yeah, I mean, it's the same wedding. It's a New Year's Eve wedding, which is, holiday weddings are tough, A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people have plans. You can't just expect people to, abandon their family during the holidays to go to your wedding where you're starting a new family. It's I got my own family.
And here's the thing. I don't really have plans. I just have to work.
You might have, work. But it's I don't want to see you, marry, the most blandest man of all time. I got power plants to run. Do you know what I mean?
All right, look, I have never met the fiance for this wedding. I'm sure he's a fine person. Okay. They're all fine people, but
they're all the same flavor of person.
I'm also not super close with my cousins on that side. I mean, I talk to them maybe once a year, once every 2 years. So at these events, right? I say hi and then we're done. The communication is over. So. Yeah, I mean, I could try to get out of work, but now I have to find someone who wants to cover my shift on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, which is not easy to find someone who just wants to work on New Year's Day. Because I guess kind of the way it works is, especially since it's not even a company holiday, since it's the weekend, right? The company holiday is the Monday, New Year's Day observed. So it's not even extra money for someone who wants to. I mean, it's normal overtime money. It's not even they don't give you more.
Oh, it's not holiday overtime.
No, it's normal overtime. I mean, it's still good money, but there's not extra incentive to cover overtime. The point is, it would be extremely difficult to find someone to cover that. The people have struggled to find coverage for other days, let alone holidays. So, so I those are my New Year's plans. I'm working. That's it. That's all I got. Back to you, Taylor.
No, I mean, it sounds like we've had very boring. Well, what about Christmas? You're going to New York.
So Christmas, which has already happened.
Yes.
I'm going to New York City for a couple of days because again, I'm working, I'm working, the 26th, so the week, so when this episode comes out last night and tonight, the week after Christmas, and I'm working the week before, so I really only have the weekend off. Coincidentally, I do have the weekend off, which is when Christmas is, so I'm making it's not really a short trip to New York City, it's about 6 hours.
Oh, you're driving? Wait, it's 6 hours? No, it's not. You're lying.
I've done it all the time. It's 6 hours. That's like if I stop for gas a couple times and like I'm not, maybe you could do it in like 5.5.
Wait,
But,
is it that far of a drive?
and it depends on where in New York City you're going. I'm going to Queens.
Yeah.
That's like an extra 45 minutes.
What are you doing?
I'm going to like that's where Owen's family lives.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
So that's a bit extra more time. Like my family's in Staten Island, so that's a little quicker. But even then, it's about a little under 6 hours. I mean, that it's again depending on traffic, right? Because traffic in New York City can be.
But once again, this has already happened, and you had a fantastic time.
Yeah. Let's say that. At their
Christmas place. Yeah.
I'm doing the old leave Friday morning, get there around early evening, I would say, and then driving back Sunday night. So.
Well, that sounds like you had a great time.
That's what I did. That's what I'm saying. That's what I did.
Yes. And for those of you in the audience that are listening as post-Christmas, tell us about your plans. If you're listening on Anchor.fm, you can leave an audio comment. We love to listen to them. So if you want to leave an audio comment telling us what you did for Christmas, we'd love to hear it.
And still, no one has done that.
Actually, we've got a lot of audio comments. They've just been addressed to me, and so I've done the liberty of answering them. I love interacting with the fans of the podcast. I love you guys. I love you guys.
Did you want to answer some of those right now? I don't have the audio recordings in the file right now, but I don't know if you have them. I'm just going to read them out.
I do have a couple of questions that people have asked us to just like talk about on the podcast.
Yep, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so this one's addressed to you, Daniel. It says, What do people misunderstand about you the most?
I'm sure. Thank you. Did you have a name for this listener, or are we just person number one?
No, I should I reveal the name?
It's
a username. It's a username.
Yeah. I don't know if they're leaving their real name, so don't worry about it. We don't have to reveal the names. Something that people misunderstand me the most.
Yeah.
I would say I think because I'm so sarcastic all the time when I'm actually serious, it
blurs the line of like, is he?
It blurs the line, and sometimes people don't take me seriously when I'm trying to be serious, and that can be a bit of a communication gap in my social life.
Can I just say, and can I corroborate that claim? That's very true. I think, I've lived with Daniel. For those of you that don't know, Daniel and I have lived together. We've lived together. We've shared the same space. I know kind of like, what he's saying when he's saying it, but sometimes it is still hard to tell. Like, because that's just how he lives his life. He lives it on sarcasm mode. That's it. Yeah, but it is sometimes hard to tell. So I would honestly, it's a good moment of like self-reflection. And I think it speaks positively to you, Daniel, that you're able to like reflect on that and very accurately like assess your own self. So
yeah, it's tough. It's like you don't know how to correct it. It's one of those things that isn't really fixable, at least obviously. It's obviously fixable. Other than completely changing my whole personality and attitude toward life, which would be.
Yeah. Well, I really don't want to turn the question on myself because I can't think on the spot. So I'm just going to keep asking the questions that were directed toward you. All right.
That's strange. I don't think people wanted that though. If they're leaving the comments.
Well,
for you.
Here's the thing. This podcast has always been about subverting. This podcast has always been about subverting expectations. True. It's called The Experience, and if you spell the experience totally incorrectly, you spell subversion. So, like, that's what The Experience is all about. It's about giving with the people what they don't think they want, but what they need. That's The Experience podcast. If I could sum it up in just a simple phrase. Don't ask me to repeat what I just said, though.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so Daniel, what's your favorite childhood memory?
Jesus.
This one comes
really
like this is like the same. This is the same guy.
The same guy.
Yeah. I can put in the chat what it is, and you can decide whether to say it or not.
You know, I have a lot of great ones. I don't know. I don't know if I have a specific thing. I think I'm gonna answer the question poorly here and just kind of say my whole time living in New Orleans, which was from when I was about 3-ish to 10.
What'd you like most about it?
That was my childhood, is what I'm getting at.
Oh.
It's just growing up in there, and then kind of moving pretty abruptly, kind of right at the turn of like, getting toward middle school was interesting. But
So just like living on the bayou, calling it Nolans. Like as a young lad, Daniel called it Nolans.
It's definitely a very different culture than moving up to Maryland.
East, yeah. So you don't have any like significant like childhood memories?
I don't know,
like that just stick out, like a time you got beignets with your siblings or something like that. That's like, come on, give me something like, give me a cute like memory that's like, do you know what I mean? That's like New Orleans themed. You can make it up, honestly.
All right. All right. Well, again, I'm gonna keep it broad. I'm gonna say just Mardi Gras in general was pretty.
Oh,
great.
okay. Yeah, that sounds
even for a kid. People I think when people think of Mardi Gras, it's like
alcohol, booze, not
alcohol,
bring your kids.
drunk people. Yeah, but like there's a good portion of it that's pretty family friendly.
Yeah.
There's kind of two different walks of it. There's the alcohol part, and then the family friendly part where you're just for like a week you're going to parades and all that kind of stuff, and you're dressing up and whatever else. So yeah, let's go Mardi Gras.
Okay.
Every single year. I haven't been back to one since.
Did you live on Bourbon Street?
I didn't live on Bourbon Street.
Oh man, that kind of sucks for you. You would have really had a lot of fun, I think.
I would have grown up pretty quickly there.
Yeah, some might say. I had my first kiss on Bourbon Street.
All right.
I was about 13. Yeah, and I was a lucky night, lucky guy.
It's not that young for a first.
It was the summer of 2012, and well, let's just say I'm going to make up this whole story. So I was the summer of 2012. I was a young lad. I had somehow hijacked a car and driven it all the way to a parking lot, kind of post-Katrina that was abandoned, and just abandoned the car there. And I got out, and I stumbled my way toward downtown Nolans. Wouldn't you know it, as I was starting to get to about the city square, I think it's called Jackson Square, right? Right? What's this? Isn't it named after Andrew Jackson? Am I crazy? I got there around 7-ish o'clock, and keep in mind that it's starting to get darker, so the nightlife is starting to come out. And one thing led to another, and young Tanner, fresh off the high that was carjacking a car and driving it, across the United States. Well, he had a little fun, so and it's a night I'll never forget. It's a time I'll never forget, and I'm grateful of the experience. Do I have regrets? Yeah. But, like, who doesn't? So, that's what happened. Don't ask me any more questions about what happened in the Philippines or whether it was legal or not. I've said all I need to say.
Or whether to repeat it, or, anything.
Yeah, don't ask me to repeat it either.
All right, no follow-up questions.
No follow-up questions. But like the last one, and I think you can narrow down who said this, Daniel, if I ask this. Based on the username too. I'll put the username in the chat. Okay, so if you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be? And I put the username in the chat. I think you can start to figure out like who this is by this point. So
I'm not sure what you're trying to get at here.
What do you mean?
All right. So, what was the question? What would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Yep.
As
just one piece of advice for like you're going into college.
As a 25-year-old, what would I tell it? Yeah.
So go
what would I tell me?
backwards down the number. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure what I would change. Or what I should have done better. I mean, I'm pretty much perfect, Tanner. I mean, that's the problem here. Let's see. What would I tell? Well,
There's a single piece of advice. And it can be like, contrived, or it can be like overstated. One of those things like that's what I'd say. Be yourself, because it sounds stupid, but it's like, the people that will love you for who you are will love you for who you are. Don't act like any differently.
Yeah, but like, do you think 18-year-old me would need that advice?
Oh, I didn't think about that part. That's what like an adult would say, being totally ignorant of like, I'm 18, I actually need like advice that I want to listen to. I don't care about being myself. I just want, immediate
also,
answers.
Like, I feel like
you're right.
I feel like I've never had a problem being myself too.
Yeah. Okay. So that one's more directed at 18-year-old Tanner.
18-year-old Tanner maybe needs that. I could see that. I think.
Yeah, it was like not a struggle. It would just be like goofy and a little, quirky and whimsical or whatever, and just like being okay with that, and just.
And I think you really came into your own.
Silly, yeah. I think
you figured that out pretty quickly.
Yeah. So.
But what type of Tanner you wanted to be?
Yeah, I wanted to be the good kind of Tanner, the one that 18-year-old Tanner would be proud of. So I'm going to tell him that, so that 18-year-old Tanner becomes 23-year-old Tanner and is proud of that 18-year-old Tanner. Have you watched Dark yet, Daniel?
I have not. You know what?
Oh my God!
You know what? Here's the thing, Tanner. I was sitting around today, and I was like, man, I'm like out of shows right now to watch. There's plenty of shows to watch. I'm working through Letterkenny, which was an Elizabeth recommendation.
I couldn't get into that. I don't know. I didn't think it was. It was just like, okay, so they're country bumpkins, and like, it's comedy, but like, I don't know. I didn't find it wasn't my like style of comedy.
It's interesting.
I've lived among the bumpkins. You know what I mean? Like I know what comedy is.
It's only 6 episodes a season, which I kind of like. I'm just cranking them. I'm only on season 4 right now, but anyway. So I'm working with Letterkenny, but
Dark better be up next. You'd like Dark.
Well, here's the thing. So I need something. I don't know how much I should say this, but it's good to have something at work to watch, especially now that we're in peak season. And Hulu doesn't really work on the work computers. For some reason, it doesn't get messed up. And I think other people have said they've had issues with Hulu as well at work. But Netflix does work. So maybe that'll be my work show.
Wait, so
it's dark.
You're watching things during peak hours and not during peak hours?
So by peak season, we mean like the plant is making the most money.
Yep. And it's operating at the biggest capacity or whatever.
Well, it's always operating at 100%. Which means that, but like we sell electricity at a higher rate than what we would at other points. So peak for us is the winter and the summer, like a few months in each for I think obvious reasons. And so what we do is we don't want to do too much work that would put risk toward the plant shutting down. because then we lose more money. So
so you just don't do any projects. Got it.
It's more it's a little more hands off. We still do like routine maintenance and stuff like that we need to do, and there's laws and stuff about what we have to do, but we try to be a little more hands off than in non-peak season. So again, right now we're in peak, winter peak. Everyone's running their furnaces and everything. So it's a little more hands off. So there's a lot more downtime. So there is time to at least for my specific job, especially like on a night shift or a weekend when there's definitely not that much work. Like you go in and on a 12-hour shift, you may do like 3 hours of work. So it's like, well, what do you do for the rest of the time? So anyway, I'm looking for a show to watch, and even then, I kind of like having a comedy that I watch and then something more serious. So Dark could be a good foil to my Letterkenny.
100%. Yeah. I believe that 100%.
So Tanner, to sum up, I've taken 5 minutes to answer your question, but to sum up, I'll probably start watching that in the next week or so. Like we said, in the past, I've been very busy with Christmas plans, traveling last weekend. So I may not have time this week, but maybe I'll squeeze in one episode or something. Wow, what a door.
What? That sounded like a door opener?
Yeah, it sounded like a door opener.
That's me leaning in my chair. It does squeak.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have a non-squeaky chair. I have just an old one. Chairs are expensive. That's what I tell 18-year-old self. Use this same chair. Don't alter anything about the past, or you will not become me. Please, I need to exist. That's what I'd give him. One piece of advice.
Tanner, you also live at home with your parents.
Yeah, so I have tons of money to spend on chairs. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of.
In a sense, you're right.
Or that there's already quality chairs available, or there should be.
What do you mean?
Like you've lived with your parents who supposedly have a respectable home.
Daniel, actually, you thought of a good point that I didn't think of till now. So my dad and my mom both sometimes, my dad always works from home full time now, but literally this week is his last week. So maybe I just move into his office. There's his
last week ever?
My dad's retiring. Oh yeah, we're putting him out to pasture. We're gonna shoot him. We're gonna take him out back and shoot him in the head. No, he's retiring. Sorry, Yeah. So I don't know if he's gonna need his office less. I feel like he's gonna be bored and just want to go on Twitter in his office like he usually does. So I don't want to invade the study, the office, that zone. But you're right. I could buy a better chair, but I looked at office chairs. They're expensive. And I have this one. I feel like this is one that's 20 years old. I remember it. We had it at our old house. I remember Stefan and I kind of just playing Legos around my dad's feet while he sat in this chair and worked while we were little babies and living at home. This chair has been part of our. I mean, have you seen it? No, never mind. You didn't see it in the when we lived together in an apartment.
No, but I've seen it on camera, I think, on episodes.
Yeah. It is just a standard old office chair. My back hurts from sitting in it for a while, so I have thought about getting a more comfortable chair that's better for my back because, for one, I had to get leg raisers for the table because the lowest low of the chair would still cut off circulations to my legs from my desk. I could either get a new desk or a new chair. So I got table raisers to raise it up and not cut off circulation, but still I think a new chair is in order, but we'll figure things out is I think the most important part. That's what I tell 18-year-old Tanner is we're still getting there. We're still figuring out what's important for us to be successful, what we need to be and to do to be our best selves. What is our star sign?
Tanner, what are you moving out? When's the big move?
Okay. So
you teased it on the show.
I have
teased it on the show.
I've teased it. It's a little teaser. It's kind of in the works. So it's kind of contingent on a a couple different factors, and those factors are my friends and whether they get like jobs in the area. So it depends on like which friends get the jobs in which area. Like I'm ready. Like I'd sign, next month as if someone else were to like sign. I think in like a certain area. And like also of course it would have to be the convenience of living at home. Like I'm very close to where I have to drive into work today. I'm living at home and saving a lot of money this way. It'd have to be super uber convenient for me to move out. Like I want to, but it's gotta, just knock over the scale slightly. Does that make sense?
Like, and you've gotten comfortable. You've done this for so long. It's not like it's been a couple months and
you're right. It's about to push you out. It's about to have been I graduated a year ago. Like a year.
It's been a while.
A year and 2 days ago. So like, since then I've lived at home. I've gotten kind of used to it, and it's nice not having to pay rent. So I guess the trade-off would have to be like satisfied, and the balance the scale would have to be shifted. So,
but you might as well just stick with it, save the money, and
get a nicer place.
Maybe you could afford a nicer place once you eventually make the venture into the real world.
2023. I think I'm moving out.
Wow, 2023.
That's
at some point in the year, or January 2023?
If I haven't by July, if I'm not moved in by July, then it's probably not going to happen. But
Ever.
Yep, I'm just going to stay here and I'm going to die.
Are you? With your dad, who's taking it out back.
Yep, I'm going to be like, Dad, wait, bury me too.
Is there a chance your parents are moving soon? Could you possibly take the house? Is that
they thought of? You think I can take this house?
Well, maybe they're moving to a retirement place somewhere else or something like that.
They're not that old. They're like. What do you mean?
I know, but I don't know. I'm just trying to find a way to get you the house for yourself.
For this is a very nice. We live in a very nice house. Like it was recently built. Once Stefan went off to college, they moved into this house. And
that is recent. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've lived here since 2019. So it's like it was built in 2017. So it's very nice and new. It looks very pretty. It's very comfortable. It's got the best part about, I think, living from home, and I think this is the part I've missed the most about, I don't know. So I like to cook a lot, and the appliances we have in here are very top notch. My mom also loves to cook. So like the kitchen utensils are all very nice, and I think moving out, you'd have a less than satisfactory stovetop, which would kind of suck. Obviously, that's not a huge negative in the grand scheme of things, but it's one of those things where you shouldn't take it for granted. Do you know what I mean? Have a nice stovetop. Am I crazy?
Yeah, mine is definitely not fantastic. I have one burner that it's like an electric coil.
I hate those.
I have one.
Yeah.
I have one burner that tilts to the right and one burner that tilts to the left. So
yeah, why do they do that? Is it just over time people ding them and they just
something happened. I don't know what it is. Yeah, but I've tried to look at it and fix it, but I don't know. It's not worth it. It's not that big of a tilt. It's just
it's just annoying.
You could tell the oil will
shift around the pan according to
shift toward one side or the other. Yeah, I'm all right. I'll just have to make do with it. It's not egregious, like I said. But it's definitely enough.
It's annoying.
It's noticeable and annoying, and I don't have the fancy debates stovetop that you've been touting.
Well, here's the thing: is what do you think about cooking on electric versus gas stoves?
I don't really have a preference. My parents have a gas stove, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not perhaps as well versed as you and your mom are.
I just think that gas, it just gets hot faster.
Fatter, yeah.
What? Fatter, yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
I don't know. I think it's just you know, I think this is why I realized I like cooking so much is the more enjoyable it becomes, the more you want to cook, right? Like as soon as like you have dull knives, things take a long time to like heat up or cool down. You know, as soon as cooking starts becoming a burden because of like bad tools, it's not as fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, have you ever cooked with like, go over to your friend's house and they're like, oh, here's my sharpest knife. And you're like, is this I'm trying to think of an apt metaphor. I can't think of one off the fly. Help me out here. It's like this is my sharpest knife, and it's like a butter knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get the point across.
Yeah, it sucks. So I think making cooking fun is using the best, tools for the job. I think.
Yeah, that reminds me. I should probably sharpen my knives. They're not terrible. They're actually fine. But I know I was cutting my onion the other day, and I'm like, this is getting a little difficult. We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're almost at that point.
It's one of those things that can just like make or break the cooking experience. Especially if you had like a long day. It's like, okay, well now I just don't want to cook. This is bad. I'm just going to go to Zaxby's or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm frustrated. I don't want to cook. As soon as you be like, it's not worth it anymore. I'm getting lazy. Then you start not eating the best food. Just goes downhill from there. That's for sure.
Let me ask you, Tanner. What do you do for lunch at work? When you go in? So how often?
When I go in, they cater every single time. They cater.
They cater. Wow.
Yeah, it's very nice. But like, it's not healthy. It's like I had Chick-fil-A 3 days in a row.
They just cater like Chick-fil-A and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they cater and like Jason's Deli and like Panera Bread.
Every single day for how many people? Like the whole.
Yeah. Maybe 200. Maybe 200 meals get ordered between the two floors.
That seems like a lot. How's the company paying for this?
Part of the initiative to get people to return to the office. They made
Is this COVID-19 fee that I'm paying for my deliveries for UPS? Is that
like wait?
Is some inflation fee that it's marked? I'm kidding.
No. I think this is something I think that the CEO of UPS put aside and was like, working together in person is important. We'll do this.
That just seems wild to me. I don't know any other. I'm sure companies do this all the time, but
I think it's like more older, old guard kind of companies. Like I think Home Depot is also doing this. I don't know. Like, in terms of like local, companies that are like slightly older. They're like, we value the in-person working experience. Please come back to work. Let's incentivize workers by doing X. So.
Yeah. No, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. How often do you go in? Like 3 days a week or something?
3 days a week, yeah. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's not bad. You get Monday and Friday off, so you can like sleep in those days.
Off, or are you still working?
Sorry. No. Oh, what do you mean? Like, sorry. I meant like I don't have to go in. Sorry. Yeah.
The UPS is listening, by the way.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope my last name isn't tied to this podcast.
It's definitely, that's the title of the episode. So.
No, it's not.
Sleeps at work.
No. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm definitely not getting that Christmas bonus. Ha 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 ha.
I saw a lot of companies aren't doing the Christmas bonus this year.
Yeah, ours got converted.
Converted?
Well, I don't know. That might be like speaking on Toronto Matter, so I'll just shut up. My mom got a weird notification. I haven't yet, so. But like.
You still get a bonus even though you've been there for like 3 days?
Yeah, it's just prorated based on the time you've been there.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Because, it's still the end of your bonus, but, like, it's scaled down by the, proportionally. What, you thought I wouldn't get paid?
I'm just asking questions.
He's just
my
asking
bonus
questions.
Doesn't come. My bonus doesn't come until like early February. Like it's still for the previous year. It's still like a quote unquote end of year bonus, I guess, but it takes them a month to figure out. Mm-hmm. Because it's based on like how much the company makes and all these other multiplying factors and things like that, and crew performance. So, yeah, it's not until like early February. But I guess it wouldn't matter because it's like, the calendar is. I guess unless you need that extra money for Christmas, but other than that, like the calendar is. What am I trying to say?
Yeah, I'm confused. Set that way
is a construct, I guess. Like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When you get it, doesn't matter, I guess.
As long as you get it, and it's regimented that way.
It's like, how you wouldn't know the difference, but unless you need that extra money for your Christmas present. So, Tanner,
so you could ask for it that way. Yes. What am I getting for Christmas?
What am I getting for Christmas?
What am I hoping to get for Christmas?
What are you hoping Santa brings you this year?
Honestly, and this is like, I don't think anyone's like got me this. Like I don't want like new, nicer. Like I wear Converse, and my, I think you've seen my shoes. They're like dirty, so some new ones that are a little bit more pristine would be nice. That's literally it. I have like pants. I have clothes. Maybe more office clothes to expand my like wardrobe for professional attire. Like
what do you wear into the office?
Jeans or pants, jeans if it's like the last day that I go in. A button-down shirt. Because it's colder, I'll wear the, sweater vest over it.
There you go, the sweater vest.
So, just like a combination of that, you gotta use a belt, you gotta tuck it in. I have a nice pair of like, brown shoes, I have some boots. And then I have my red Converse and my dirty white Converse. So some nicer, like cleaner, more professionally looking because they're not like covered in bar grime. Converse would be nice, but I think
I'll get you those for Christmas. I'll get you a Christmas present.
Yeah, you will. What do you want for Christmas? Tell me about it.
Nothing. I just want to be able to get you a gift for Christmas. That's my.
Thank you. You've done it, Daniel. You've done it. You've beaten Christmas. You've realized what Christmas is all about. It's about consuming. And you've done it, you've beaten it, and you realize that, and that's what's most important is you want to buy something for me. Thank you, Daniel. You've done it.
I just want to keep you happy, you do get a pretty large paycheck from this podcast every time, but
I do. They want to.
Well, as like a little bonus for you. We're talking about bonuses. This is your little bonus. As a little Christmas present.
Well, I thank you very much, Daniel. And, of course, you being my boss, I'm going to have to get you something from the experienced staff as well as myself. Of course, you'll be expecting something in the mail, something we've had to get delivered to you. Of course, it's going to get there a little bit later just due to the size and nature of the object that we're shipping to you. So, but is with sincere love, that on behalf of the experienced podcast crew that I can really give this to you. So that being said, thank you all. Whatever that little fucker at the end of like Great Expectations or Charles Dickens says, Merry Christmas to each and every one of us and to all of us a good night. So thank you guys so much for listening to the Experience Podcast. I am Tanner, joined by Daniel, and we thank you for listening and have a happy holidays.